the first round of the MTN 81 Championship concludes this weekend, Colombe Sportif Dujan Lobo is poised to finish top. Well, with 31 points, they hold a 4-point lead over Gazelle and Cotton Sport of Garoua, who are tied for second and third place respectively. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to La Presse refait le match right here on Spectrum Television. Today we will review the key moments from match day 14, discuss the surprising results from the MTN 82 Championship, and a preview of some exciting matches coming up this weekend. It's definitely going to be an exciting program today, so you should not be in a hurry because we would definitely lay our cards on the table. To discuss all of these topics, I have a stellar lineup like I always do every Tuesday. I start first with the analysts of the day. I start with Emmanuel Robert Mahab. It's always a pleasure to have him. I mean, he looks like a fun or a prince from the Northwest region. Unfortunately, the Northwest region isn't happy at the moment as their two teams are currently occupying the bottom position. Hopefully, they turn the tide around when the second round announces itself. Emmanuel Mahab, bonsoir et bienvenue.
Good evening, merci de me convier à ce programme. Voilà, fond, voilà, c'est sympa, honnêtement, une culture très belle que j'aime bien à chaque fois que je vais à Bamenda, etc. J'aime bien cette tenue, donc il faut m'accaparer un peu cette ville, justement, parce qu'on est partout chez nous au Cameroun. Donc c'est pour cela que j'aime adorer cette tenue, et à raison, justement. Donc je salue tous ceux qui sont de ce côté, je salue tous ceux qui nous regardent. J'ai une pensée pour tous mes frères musulmans qui sont en train de faire le carême, they are fasting now, donc je suis de tout cœur avec eux. Ben, je pense à un joueur au Cameroun qui commence à engraisser son nom, justement. Il est parti de Bamenda pour le septentrion pour Garoua, tu te donnes Bosco, le ballon d'or en titre. On l'a bien accueilli à Garoua, il est quasiment chez lui. Je pense plus qu'il aura envie de rentrer à Bamenda, il est chez lui à Garoua. Et à un qui m'est cher, André Onana, pour ne pas le nommer, sans oublier le directeur de la communication de côté de Garoua, Adamou Salio, qui est en plein jeune, et Ali également, du côté d'Aqua, ils sont en plein jeune.
Well, most definitely, the Ramadan fast has commenced, so we're sending out all the love and support to our Muslim brothers for them to carry out this fast successfully, because it comes with lots of blessings, as they say. Talk about one man that's fasting, but he has also come here to give us his expertise, the sports analyst Lucas Teme. It was a pleasure having him on the show. Once again, Lucas, bienvenue. I mean, you're bilingual, yeah, so any language you choose.
Thank you. We have chosen to speak French. You know, you and I, we both speak in English when we are here. I want to greet your rich panel, the supporters of Young Sport, coach of Young Sport, and one of the key supporters of Cotton Sport of Gawa, analyst sport analyst, one of the key supporters of Colombe to Jai Lobo that has won the final, the Cameroon Cup final, and he will be granted very soon the champion of the first part of our championship. And allow me to bring one of the former player of Young Sport Academy of Bamenda and PWG of Bamenda, who has decided to mount a center, an academy center, which is named Soccer Sport, that train in Bonamusa, the Ateko camp. That's the initiative like that we need to all. We want all the former players of who has played abroad and visit the country to make this kind of decision to create center that will permit all the youth to train and to develop their talent. And Soccer Sport, Claudia and Amani, the promoter, has decided to create one of the center like that to promote the talent of the youth players.
Well, it's definitely a good initiative. I mean, we've seen Kamani come back and create an academy for goalkeepers, and so in the years to come, we're definitely going to see.
We don't only need those players those former players will come only to contest for the presidency of the federation.
Well, that's one of them. People come to contest and to change football. That's one of it. So, away from the sports analyst, I would flip it over to the table to meet. First of all, start with you, Mr. Ondo de Maza, Olivier Ondo de Maza, a staunch supporter of Colombe Sportif. I mean, it's written champion quand même, le club de l'année.
Oui, c'est évidemment et incontestablement le meilleur club de l'année. Ça, nous voulons par l'occasion vous dire merci pour l'invitation et dire merci, saluer tous vos téléspectateurs qui sont des millions dans le pays et à l'extérieur. Et je profite aussi pour saluer mes copanélistes. Oui, Colombe, c'est une équipe qui mérite toutes les honneurs qui lui sont accordés en ce moment parce que nous avons vu le travail depuis plusieurs années. Donc ce n'est que la résultante d'un travail acharné, tant au milieu administratif, au milieu du staff technique, au milieu des joueurs, sans oublier les supporters.
Well, I mean, it was rightly mentioned in the acceptance speech. Quand on a donné le ballon d'or, ils disent que c'est l'effort de tout un peuple. I mean, it's a lot of people behind Colombe Sportive, reasons why they are succeeding at the moment. But on aura le temps de beaucoup parler de Colombe Sportive au cours de l'émission. Talk about another fan that is with us today. It's definitely Peter Echu. I hope I got that name well, Marcel.
Yeah, 10 on 10.
Oh, I feel good. Peter Echu, Marcel, a coordinator, supporters of Young Sports Academy. You're here based in Douala. Welcome.
Thank you very much. And I want to start by my panelists to say it's a pleasure being with you people. And I want to say today, I think the program will have a different face because a lot of things is bubbling in the sports milieu. We had the Ballon d'Or, and at the moment we have to talk about our various clubs. And I've heard Colombe already shaking their shoulders as if they're already at the top, but knowing fully that teams are still preparing to come in during the second half. And I want to like to say, first of all, to all my fellow brothers from the Northwest and those in the Northwest, the fans of Young Sports Academy, I want to say good afternoon to you all, and I want to say this is where we always start. Last year, we never started well and we ended best. And this year, I want to tell you people that second round will not be easy, no matter what is happening during the first round. So anybody who is envisaging to get any 3 points from your sport academy should make sure he should tighten up his belt, fasten it seriously.
Oh, that's I like that.
I want to say thank you for what you have done for Chido John Bosco.
I like that.
The first thing is we are so generous. Cotton Sport has been running behind Chido John Bosco for the past three seasons.
Yes.
Last year, the pressure was too hard on the young man. But you know, when you prepare your bed well, so shall you learn well. The day he went to Garwa, sorry to say, I was even confused because I never understood if it was Eto coming or Chindo because the whole street was placards of Chindo. I was damn surprised. But I still know Northwest is the bread farm of football in this country.
Okay, well, we'll get to talk about that in the course of the show. Well, there you have it, our panelists of the day, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for us to get started. We start first with what has been making headlines, what has been buzzing on our first page, the Elite News. It's definitely the 2024 Ballon d'Or that is top on our menu. Well, it's now a thing of the past, as the Cameroon Football Federation has recognized all those outstanding actors of last season. On Friday, February 28, awards and cash prizes were dished out to actors in the MTN Elite One Championship and the Guinness Super League. In the men's category, Chindo John Bosco backed home the Ballon d'Or. Jules Amanko took home the top scorer and the best goal. The goal he scored against Apaches of Fou in the play down. Colombe Sportive was recognized as a Club of the Year, while Idriss Sonfo got the Golden Gloves as the best goalkeeper. David Pagu beat Richard Toa and others to win Best Coach of the Year. Martin Arnold was recognized as the best referee, while Vincent Kemazem as the best assistant referee. For the revelation of the year, we had Victoria United's Jude Eno. In the women's category, Naomi Leslie Eto was awarded the Ballon d'Or. Kati Bia took home Best Goalkeeper. Tiwa Lee's Revelation of the Year. Leke backed home the Team of the Year and the Coach of the Year, while Flora Kameni took home the Golden Boot. Well, those are the big winners of the night, the Ballon d'Or night, and we just concentrate on one. Chindo John Bosco, well, after he was awarded the Ballon d'Or, succeeded none other than Emmanuel Mahop, one who formerly played too for Cotton Sport of Garoua last season. He actually sent out a word of appreciation to all those who believed in his talent, talk about PWG, talk about Young Sport Academy, talk about Cotton Sport, and also his former president of Young Sport Academy, President Chido. Kosi Food Talk as well, one that has been doing a lot when it comes to media, promotion, communication. Kosi Food Talk has been intensively carrying out that work on social media, and he had a lot to say. Let's take a listen to him. Let's take a listen to Chindo John Bosco.
Cameroon football has won. To everyone that has ever contributed to the Cameroon football to be great, we have won. To the Feka Food, our loving president, Mr. Samuel Eto'o, I want to say thank you for everything. Thank you for the work you've been done. We really do appreciate it. To my teammates, coaches, staffs, fans from Ebaidino of Bambui, PWG of Bamenda, Young Sport Academy of Bamenda, Cotton Sport de Garoua, I say thank you. To my mom, my dad, I know they are watching me out here. My friends, I say thank you for always being there. To the former president of IOSA, Mr. Chichindo Mitterrand, I know you're watching me right here. I say thank you for the sacrifices. I say thank you for everything. For my elder brother, Kosi Food Talk, tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., we have training. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
In Bamenda, in Boya, in Douala, in Yaoundé to celebrate Chindo John Bosco. How was it?
Actually, in all the B's where we have supporters club, because in various towns we have supporters club, with the help of President Chindo Francois Mitterrand, yes, he met the various parties in the various towns where people came out massively. For example, at that when they giving the prize, I was in Yaoundé, but I had to come back to my base in Douala to meet the fans in Douala for serious celebration. And in the various places like in Boya, the president of the supporters coordinated it. In Bamenda, I don't know what to say, it was hectic. I want to tell you, people at about 3 a.m., they were still celebrating. So just to tell you the unity, that bond that existed between the players and the supporters. So I want to say kudos to Young Sports Academy, though Cotton Sport is like having the glory now, but the bread basket of it is Young Sport Academy. And beyond any reasonable doubt, I think any level-headed Cameroonian knows the trophy was just. It was shot fair, clear and fair. Anybody who has to dispute that, then I think that person did not follow the league.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Chindo received a royal welcome on Monday in Garoua from the airport to the club's premises. He was escorted with a joyous feast amongst his teammates as well. I mean, a guard of honor was given to Chindo John Bosco, bringing back the Ballon d'Or to Cotton Sport of Garoua. I mean, it's been beautiful. Cotton Sport of Garoua has had Chindo John Bosco. Last year was Emmanuel Mahop. The year before that, it was Mahu Swaibu. I mean, it's like the home of Ballon d'Or at this moment. But this was going through my mind, and I want to ask you, Emmanuel Mahop, why roll out such a red carpet for Chindo John Bosco? Because it's something we've not seen. With Emmanuel Mahop, ton homonyme l'année passée ou la saison. Ça s'est pas passé comme ça. Maroussois, ça s'est pas passé comme ça. Why was this important to roll out such a red carpet for Chindo John Bosco?
Très belle question. En toute honnêteté, j'en ai la chair de poule d'ailleurs à vous répondre. Pourquoi ça se passe comme ça? Pourquoi on lui déroule le red carpet, autrement dit le tapis rouge? Parce que Chindo John Bosco est un joueur atypique. On a vu la saison dernière avec Young Sport Academy. Honnêtement, Chindo a ce particulier, c'est qu'il est très concentré. Il est un joueur qui respecte les règles justement de l'art, mais en plus de ça sur le terrain, il est stratosphérique. Les stats parlent en sa faveur. Si ma mémoire ne me fait pas défaut, 13 buts, 4 passes décisives, on l'a vu même au play-off. Donc il a été extraordinaire à tout point de vue. Et en plus de ça, il a dit précédemment, le Coton Sport de Garoua, j'ai envie de dire, lui court après depuis au moins 3 saisons. Donc autant de raisons pour nous au Coton, justement, parce que je fais partie de la cellule de communication, ça vous le savez. On s'est dit enfin, on a l'oiseau rare, qui est Chindo John Bosco. Entre-temps, vous êtes sans ignorer qu'il a fait certaines apparitions en équipe nationale du Cameroun. Donc, pour le Coton Sport de Garoua, c'était évidemment pas un rêve, parce que le Coton Sport a toujours eu de très grands joueurs, mais Chindo, on lui court après depuis 3 saisons et à chaque fois, il ne fait que performer. On s'est dit, ben enfin, on l'a, donc autant mieux lui réserver justement le red carpet avec tout ce que cela comporte. Chindo arrive, il est blessé, justement, il n'est pas à 100%. Le temps de se remettre, je vous l'avais dit ici, si on reprend les bandes, vous allez vous rendre compte qu'il y a 1 mois et demi, je vous disais ici que quand Chindo John Bosco va devenir, ce sera un Chindo John Bosco métamorphosé. Je pense qu'en l'état, il est un joueur stratosphérique, il marque des buts, il a 11 buts, je pense, pour cette saison, il fait des triplés, etc. C'est le key player. Et le Coton Sport, le Coton Sport, tout à fait, le Coton Sport de Garoua a voulu, en toute honnêteté, faire comme ça se fait ailleurs. Parce que quand les grands joueurs, ils sont transférés ailleurs, bien évidemment, c'est des red carpets, c'est justement, on les lève, voyez-vous. On s'est dit à Garoua, Chindo, et c'est exactement ce qu'il faut faire. Parce que Chindo, n'étant pas de Garoua, justement, on s'est dit, il faut qu'on le traite bien, qu'il soit directement in chez lui à Garoua, qu'il se sente bien chez lui. On lui déroule le tapis rouge juste après le pont sur la Bénoué. Peut-être que si vous connaissez Garoua, on lui déroule le tapis rouge, etc., etc. On a fait pareil après qu'il ait pris le ballon d'or, après qu'il ait été celui-là qui, naturellement, vraiment mérite le ballon d'or. On a continué de le faire. Il va par avion quasiment spécial. Il atterrit à l'aéroport international Garoua. Il fait le tour de la ville et puis il se rend justement chez ses coéquipiers. Et demain, évidemment, il ira voir le chef traditionnel. Donc, c'est autant de choses minutieusement préparées pour un joueur de sa trempe. Et sauf cataclysme, à mon avis, il sera parmi les Lions indomptables qui iront conquérir la CAN. Chindo le mérite, on va dire bravo, bravo, bravo. Et c'est pour cela que je remercie pour finir Young Sport Academy pour tous les efforts qu'ils ont fait pour Chindo John Bosco, le mouler, lui permettre justement d'être up-to-date sur le plan du jeu. Et le Coton Sport de Garoua saisi, c'est une occasion à saisir. Et depuis qu'il est à Garoua, depuis qu'il est au Coton Sport, honnêtement, il brille de 1000 feux et c'est bien pour l'équipe, c'est bien pour lui, c'est bien potentiellement pour la sélection du Cameroun. C'est pour cela que je disais, en offre maintenant à Colombe, honnêtement, ils ont quelques points d'avance, mais le Coton Sport, cette saison, honnêtement, sauf cataclysme, avec un Chindo John Bosco retrouvé, va reconquérir son 19e titre.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how that happens because Coton Sport looks like, it's ready to get the championship. But we'll talk about that. Idriss Soumfo actually has, won the best goalkeeper, and it was such a beautiful message. Talk about his mom that didn't really believe in the journey at first, but now people respect her in Bamenda when she's going to the farm. It was such a beautiful message, and I want us to take a look, take a listen to it.
Maman Gani Francisca, maman, si aujourd'hui je suis ici, c'est grâce à vous. C'est challenge. Je t'avais promis, dès le début, tu n'avais pas cru en moi. J'avais dit à ma maman, c'est le foot. Maman a dit non, c'est l'école. Mais maman, je sais, c'est grâce à vous, j'ai beaucoup travaillé pour vous prouver que je n'avais pas fait le mauvais choix. Et je veux profiter aussi pour dire merci à mon président. Parce que grâce à lui aujourd'hui, j'ai réalisé mes rêves. Ah oui. Ma maman aujourd'hui est devenue une star. Ma maman qui faisait les chants est devenue une star aujourd'hui. Sur la route du champ, ma maman ne paye plus la moto. À chaque fois, dès qu'on comprend, la maman d'Info, On porte, maman avait payé, on dit non, ça va.
You have it, a very beautiful one. Maman d'info, ça va? I mean, the road is definitely long, but it's announcing well. You know, Four was actually, he actually received also, a guard of honor at the level of Colombe Sportif. They celebrated Four and what he has achieved. He won this because of his stellar run in the Cup of Cameroon without conceding a goal, took Colombe Sportif right up to the finals and won the Cup of Cameroon with a defeated Aigle Royal de la Ménois 1-0, and took as well the Super Cup, defeated, Victoria United by 2-1. Despite making an error, he was quite fantastic in that game and lived up to expectation. But when you listen to it, his mom did not, support him in his football career. You train young children, Lukanteme. I mean, I remember I said I wanted to come into so you could train me, but you did not have the time. You train young people, and we know it's something that is common in Africa. Parents don't want children to follow football as a profession because, according to them, it's a job that does not reassure. At the end of the day, you might not be a professional, and all the time and resources they've spent on you might not, be fruitful at the end of the day. So, but as somebody who is in this place, somebody who has been in football for a very long time, what can be done so parents can be more embracing towards football as a career?
Parents to embrace, parents to accompany their children to embrace. It is first of all encourage them to go to school. Because when you encourage your child to go to school, you cannot decide what your child will do. Because after, he cannot succeed with school, but he succeed with football. At time when I train children, you will see a mother or a father who is accompanying his child to come and play football. And at that time, he thinks football for my child is not only to play, because football is a sport for my child to acquire knowledge, to develop his brain, and for the school he will grow. He will be thinking faster when there is a problem to solve. But said that the father didn't want him to play football. It is usual in Africa. Many parents, it is now that parents try to think, because they have seen the success of Samuel Eto'o, of Kamini, and so on. They think, Andre Onana, yes, thank you. They think they are putting many effort for their children to play football. Before it was not like that, because when you see Roger Milla, you see all those players. The football at that time were things that was made to people that don't have anything to do in their life.
They don't have direction. They've lost it,
and they did not contribute for many things because they did not go to school. Most of them did not go to school, and at the end of their career, they became such as beggar because they don't have anything to do. But today, you can make football and you go to school. Many academics such as Brazzaville, Dauphine, Willy, when you don't go to school, you cannot play football. They will drive you out of the academy. Even in my own academy, Real Foot, even in soccer sport that I just mentioned, where you don't go to school, you cannot play football because there's no 100% sure that the manager of the academy is not as sure of 100% that you will succeed with football, but you can succeed with sport. I will narrate you a story. I teach in PSS Bonamusari Presbyterian School, and there is a competition that is organized by the board of the Presbyterian Church, and Mr. Ache, the body master, the principal of that school, asked me to train his children. But there are children of parents that have money, and the first thing I told them is that it is easier to become a medical doctor, but it's not easy to become a footballer. And when we started training, they reminded me at the end of the first day of training that you were right, because of with these exercises that you have done, we have noticed that it is easy to become. It will be easy for us to become engineers, medical doctors, but it will not be easy for us to become a footballer, because football is sports act of many sacrifices.
Okay, well, first of all, very important, go to school, because it's very important. School education is still the way. Go to school, parents should support their children to go to school.
Ça leur profite vraiment en 30 secondes. Et quand vous allez à l'école, vous avez écouté les propos de John Bosco Chindo, mais on sent quelqu'un qui a un background, on sent quelqu'un qui a un background, on sent quelqu'un qui a un pédigré sur sa communication, dans sa communication. Voyez-vous, il regroupe le Cameroun, il dit partout on est un, donc c'est une forme de communication. Si tu n'as pas été à l'école, évidemment, tu peux pas communiquer comme ça. Et même chez les professionnels, en Occident maintenant, on exige justement le fait d'être allé à l'école d'abord, parce que plus tard, on ne voudrait plus que les footballeurs soient comme ceux qui étaient là il y a 30 ans, ceux qui ont un pédigré et qui s'expriment bien, c'est très important aussi. Ouais.
Okay, now to end the Ballon d'Or, our page on Ballon d'Or, we talk about Colombia that was recognized as the best club. Created in 1953, the side has seen its fair share of failures, and today it's at the pinnacle of Cameroon football. Well, they are the winners of the Cup of Cameroon and also the Super Cup, or what the Frenchman would call le Trophée des Champions. Well, it seems like they're sending out a direct warning to teams because it says...
Le temps de la Colombie est arrivé. Il y a 2 ans, nous avons été demi-finalistes de la Coupe. L'année dernière, nous allons remporter la Coupe et la Super Coupe. Et cette année, pourquoi pas le championnat? Je voudrais dire quelque chose. Nous avons compris que le joueur, les entraîneurs sont au centre de notre action. Aussi, nous savons qu'ils ont des familles et nous nous efforçons à leur payer leur salaire à temps.
Ils disent que cette année, pourquoi pas le championnat? Est-ce que c'est aussi un warning direct à toutes les équipes que là où Colombe est là, il ne veut pas descendre ou il ne veut pas baisser le bras?
Oui, c'est l'objectif principal de la Colombe cette année, gagner le championnat et aller aussi rechercher une deuxième étoile au niveau de la Coupe. Parce que là, nous sommes pour le moment engagés dans toutes les compétitions possibles. Donc, comme le directeur, François Billet venait de le dire, le directeur général, la Colombe, c'est tout un processus qui, depuis des années, le conseil d'administration se bat pour mettre les joueurs à l'aise. Parce que nous savons ce que ça fait dans le championnat camerounais. Et il y a les bruits de bottes un peu de partout. Et ça a été l'une des premières résolutions de ce conseil d'administration, mettre les joueurs et le staff à l'aise. Et après, commencer à chercher les titres. C'est pourquoi on parle de 4 ou 5 ans. La Colombe a toujours joué les premiers rôles. Et nous l'avons vu aujourd'hui, on commence à récolter des fruits. Et pourquoi ne pas être champion du Cameroun cette année? C'est nettement notre objectif. Même comme le grand frère, il est là, il a pronostiqué sur Coton Sport. Mais on ne se laissera pas faire comme on a commencé. Et nous allons continuer. La preuve en est que nos joueurs qui étaient en infirmerie, comme le jeune Conrad Djouma, qui est une valeur sûre de notre championnat, il a prouvé qu'il était un grand joueur et nous sommes très heureux de l'accueillir.
Ligue de l'année dernière.
Oui, vraiment, nous avons pleuré sa blessure, mais grâce à Dieu, il commence à avoir du temps de jeu. Et nous espérons que quand il va se remettre complètement, il va exploser les compteurs. Donc nous comptons aussi sur la profondeur de notre banc de touche. Et aussi, nous faisons entièrement confiance au professeur de football. Château.
Oui, mais après, moi, c'est un titre que vous auriez dû remporter. Hein. Vraiment, évidemment que tout est subjectif dans la vie. Voyez-vous, meilleur entraîneur David Pagou, je l'applaudis, c'est un frangin, c'est un ami. Mais après, le footballeur, honnêtement, eu égard à sa prestation l'année dernière, je suis à fond la caisse d'accord, qui méritait de remporter le titre de meilleur entraîneur. Honnêtement, il le mérite, tant la saison dernière qu'à l'entame de cette saison. Après, évidemment, c'est un titre que vous avez perdu. C'est peut-être prémonitoire pour le championnat,
mais
même
bon,
si vous avez battu champion. Donc,
il y avait...
non, honnêtement.
On fait confiance au jury.
Je me dis que si on ne donne pas Richard Toa, on peut donner aussi à 10 coupes.
Absolument, bravo, tout à fait, tout à fait.
Bon,
Mais
ce
c'est
qui est
pas
sur
qu'on a donné ça à
Richard Toa a fait une saison
Extraordinaire,
exceptionnelle.
il n'y a rien à dire.
On a donné ça à Bago.
Non, toute la saison, et il commence.
Et après, on va donner sur on donne pas, on a 10 coupes blesses.
Ça, c'est automatique.
Quand vous voyez,
Well, I think
je ne suis pas Colombe, mais Richard mérite largement le titre de meilleur entraîneur.
Okay, your point.
Largement, il mérite.
Il mérite largement.
Your points have been made. Unfortunately, it's David Pagel that takes home the trophy. Well, to close our Elite News page, since it's the Women's Month, I decided why not celebrate, some trailblazers in the sport. We may not be as advanced as other parts of the world, but, with limited resources and opportunities, Cameroon women are surely blazing the trail when it comes to sports journalism. Now, let's meet some outstanding ladies in sports. In a realm traditionally dominated by men, women across the globe are asserting their influence in the sports industry. The International Women's Day approaches, and throughout March, we spotlight the remarkable women of Cameroon who are not merely participating, but actively reshaping the national sports discourse. These women, through their exceptional talent and unwavering dedication, are breaking barriers in fields ranging from photography and broadcasting to insightful analysis. They are demanding and creating opportunities, leaving an indelible mark on the Cameroonian sports landscape. Leading the charge in sports broadcasting is Makeda Lidinyotom, a seasoned professional with nearly 2 decades of experience. Makeda has established herself as a powerhouse in Cameroon sports media. From radio to television, she has consistently delivered high-quality coverage, culminating in her role as the anchor of STV's flagship program, La Nuit du Sport. This 2-hour show serves as a platform for critical discussions on pertinent sports issues, driving national dialogue. Makeda's extensive experience includes covering numerous national and international competitions, and her achievements have been recognized with multiple awards, most recently the Best Magazine Presenter Award at the Cameroon Television Awards. Capturing the dynamic energy of Cameroonian sports through her lens is Lord Tesse of InfoSport 237. Her stunning photography showcased from stadia across Cameroon during national and international competitions have earned her well-deserved recognition. Notably, she has been nominated for the Best Sports Photographer by the Best Talent Cameroon, standing as one of only 2 women in that category. Esther Ewune Oto embodies the spirit of versatility and expertise. A broadcast journalist and University of Boya graduate, Esther is a face behind the popular basketball program Slam Dunk. Her professional highlights include being one of the few female Cameroon sports journalists to cover the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Côte d'Ivoire. Beyond basketball, she anchors the morning show, what she calls Esther Wednesday or Esther's Friday. She hosts engaging shows, debates, and delivers insightful sports analysis. In Douala, Magdel Eyong Bisong demonstrates unwavering passion for sports journalism. With years of experience covering Cameroon's local championships and prestigious international events, including the African Nations Championship, UNIFAC, and the Africa Cup of Nations, Magdel is known for her charisma and deep understanding of the sporting world. Her presence on the pitch is a testament to her dedication. These women represent just a fraction of the talent driving the advancement of sports in Cameroon. As we celebrate their accomplishment, we recognize their vital role in shaping a more inclusive and dynamic sports industry. If you definitely see that jingle, it meant we've ended the Elite News page, or the first round, or the first part of La Presse Refait le Match. It's time for us to talk about the games. A lot to talk about. Well, match day 4 or match day 14 of the MTN Elite 1 Championship opened on February 23 and it concluded on March 2. That's last Sunday. Out of the 8 games played, 4 concluded in a draw with 11 goals scored. Gazelle finished as the big winners after a 3-2 win over Dynamo of Douala. Since we spoke about, the game last week, we will not concentrate on that game, but however, we'll concentrate on games played on Saturday and on Sunday. We'll start first with PWG of Bamenda against Colombe Sportif. But that will be right after this transition.
If you definitely see that jingle, it meant we've ended the Elite News page, or the first round, or the first part of La Presse Refait le Match. It's time for us to talk about the games. A lot to talk about. Well, match day 4 or match day 14 of the MTN Elite 1 Championship opened on February 23 and it concluded on March 2. That's last Sunday. Out of the 8 games played, 4 concluded in a draw with 11 goals scored. Gazelle finished as the big winners after a 3-2 win over Dynamo of Douala. Since we spoke about, the game last week, we will not concentrate on that game, but however, we'll concentrate on games played on Saturday and on Sunday. We'll start first with PWG of Bamenda against Colombe Sportif. But that will be right after this transition.
Pagos PWD of Bamenda salvaged the point against a top team, Colombe Sportive, on Sunday as the side played to a 0-all draw. Colombe, the better side, created a plethora of scoring chances but failed to score a goal. PWD put up a strong defensive front, but the attack line wasn't clinical enough to get one past Idrissou Fo. Well, this is PWD's 6th draw of the season, while Colombe Sportif is on their 5th draw. The Abakwa boys are 15th with 12 points, while Colombe Sportif stays top with 31 points. Let's take a listen to David Pagou, coach of PWD of Bamenda, and Richard Toa, coach of Colombe Sportif.
Donc il fallait arrêter la série. On voulait l'arrêter avec une victoire, malheureusement les gars n'ont pas su trouver le chemin du filet. Mais cependant on a bien défendu quand même parce que Colombe avait beaucoup de velléités offensives. On les a bien contrés. Donc voilà, on ne peut pas dire que les 1 point sont malvenus. Non, au contraire, on est content d'avoir ces 1 point là, même si on est déçu que les gars n'ont pas trouvé le chemin de filet, on n'a pas été présent dans la surface de réparation, on n'a jamais été dangereux de toute façon.
Sentiment mitigé. En fin de compte, je crois que par rapport aux occasions depuis que nous on a eu, il fallait, n'est-ce pas, sceller l'addition, on l'a pas fait. Mais PWD s'est très bien défendu. Je pense qu'on a eu l'occasion de pouvoir jouer ce match, même jusqu'à la fin. Le coup de tête qui est retiré au fond de filet par le défenseur de Bamenda, ça a été de justesse. C'est pour ça qu'on peut, n'est-ce pas, prendre ce point. Mais je dis à mon avis personnel qu'il y avait de la place pour une victoire.
Victoire, malheureusement, ce n'était pas le cas à la fin de la journée. Monsieur Ndo, on voit Colombe qui est au haut du tableau, PWD qui est en bas, mais Colombe est en train de jeter les points qui sont un peu vital pour le prochain tour. Il reste juste une journée. Est-ce qu'il y a de quoi s'inquiéter?
D'une part, en tant que supporter, il y a de quoi s'inquiéter parce que durant la phase aller, on a perdu les points contre Yon Sport, on a perdu les points contre PWD qui sont dans la zone rouge. Moi, je pense que c'est des matchs où on devait vraiment montrer notre suprématie, vraiment gagner ces points plus facilement. Donc moi, je me dis que c'est des points que nous avons perdus et vu le score de Coton Sport, dernièrement, on avait largement le temps de creuser l'écart pour aller à 6 points du deuxième. Mais on n'a pas su gagner ce match. Mais bon, nous faisons confiance au staff technique qui nous rassure. Et c'est vrai, moi je peux aussi le dire, parce que Colombe est pratiquement la seule équipe qui n'a pas connu de pause depuis la saison passée. Donc il faut aussi comprendre que les joueurs à un moment sont fatigués. C'est pourquoi nous appelons le coach à puiser vraiment au niveau du banc de touche. Parce qu'il faut maintenant, c'est là qu'on doit reconnaître la profondeur du banc de touche. Parce que s'il n'essaye pas de faire jouer son banc de touche, les joueurs à la limite sont fatigués. Vous voyez les joueurs comme Vondor, c'est vrai, Vondor même a eu un peu de temps, c'est vrai que c'était pas un peu de temps libre, qui a toujours été, depuis la saison passée, il est quasiment titulaire. Le capitaine Randy a joué quasiment tous les matchs de la Colombe depuis l'année passée. Que ce soit en championnat, que ce soit en coupe, que ce soit les 2 finales jouées, début de championnat, toute la phase allée. Je crois qu'il a raté un seul match depuis le début du championnat. Il y a le gardien fort, il y a Jomo Segri, Diallo, il y a Touta. C'est des gars qui n'ont vraiment pas connu de banc de touche depuis le début du championnat. Donc moi en tant que supporter, j'appelle vraiment le staff à essayer d'aménager ces gars. Voilà la crève qui arrive. Il faut maximiser sur la récupération. Parce que si les gars ne récupèrent pas, je risque de commencer à donner raison au grand frère Mahop. Parce qu'à la limite, les gars vont se fatiguer. Et nous, on ne souhaite pas. On veut toujours garder le cap. C'est pourquoi nous serons toujours là pour les accompagner. voilà le match à Bamenda. On a à Banjul, autant pour moi, le match qui s'est joué à Banjul, on était obligé d'envoyer toute une délégation pour pousser les gars. Et nous, en tant que supporters, c'est notre devoir et nous avons dit que cette saison, nous devons accompagner l'équipe à notre manière.
Accompagner l'équipe à votre manière, il y a un prix pour le joueur du mois.
Oui, oui.
Le mois de février est terminé. Est-ce qu'on envisage, selon toi, qui était le joueur du mois?
Effectivement, le fan club de la Colombe sportive du Djaï Lobo, en abrégé FACOS Djal, lors de son assemblée générale tenue en début de saison à 100 000, m'avait pris des résolutions fortes. Les résolutions donc de primer le meilleur joueur du mois. Donc en collaboration avec le staff technique nous permet, parce qu'ils sont au quotidien avec les joueurs, au niveau technique, tactique, discipline et la vie de groupe en fait. Donc en collaboration avec le staff technique, on sort les nominés. C'est vrai que les nominés du mois de février devaient sortir depuis hier, mais il y a des soucis. Mais je peux déjà vous le dire que les nominés, il y a Marcel Diallo qui est nominé ce mois. Il y a Ino Luemba, l'international à prime congolais. Et il y a Rodrigo Nana. Donc voilà les 3 nominés que le staff et la commission chargée de sortir les nominés a jeté le dévolu. Maintenant, on va laisser la place aux supporters de voter. Et à la fin, je pense que si tout se passe bien, lors du match de dimanche contre Panthère, on va primer le joueur Fakosdial du mois de février.
Et que selon toi, c'est qui?
Personnellement, moi je pencherais pour Ino Luemba, qui vraiment a fait. Et aussi une petite parenthèse sur le joueur, c'est un joueur qui est là depuis le début de saison. C'est vrai qu'avec quelques soucis administratifs, il n'a pas pu débuter la saison. Maintenant que tout est OK, nous voyons comment il étale.
Je crois son premier match, il a marqué 3 buts contre Fouba.
Non, son premier match, il a fait une passe décisive. Le deuxième match, son deuxième match, c'est vrai que bon, ce n'était pas ça, mais le troisième match, il a fait un triplé.
Un triplé, ouais, on va le souhaiter tous la bonne chance.
That should be the first of the season.
The first of the season, yes.
No, that's the second of the season. The first was Dylan Ashimi, sorry.
Puchindo, il a marqué 2, il marquera 3.
On verra. I want to ask you, PWG of Bamenda is not feeling well, the same as Young Sports Academy. What do you think about this team?
First of all, in football, there's something we call in English number 12 player. And that 12 player is the population that cheer up their team, that push up their team to victory. And that is what is really lacking for the fact that the Bamenda teams, are playing outside.
Yes.
So I think that is, first of all, a big blow to the teams. And with the instability that is taking place in the Northwest, obviously the training must have some up and downs and some shakings. So you see, to me, I think the teams in Bamenda have really put in their best. For the past 3 years, back to back, they have not been at home. So I think what I can say is, first of all, kudos to the various presidents.
Comme PWD a remporté un titre quand même, entre-temps, avec ce qui se passe là-bas.
Yes. They got that title, though it had some clauses. But you see, the first thing is to praise those teams from the Northwest, because it's not that easy to prepare a match at home prepare your match at home and play away is something. You see, and to us in the Northwest, all our matches is away match. So we don't even have that thing that you people say home match and whatsoever. We don't know that. And I still believe in the spirit of the Northwest. We know, us with our gods. We still believe Northwest is great. And you heard Chindo even saying that the backbone of football.
Oui, mais ça ne fait pas transparent quand même. Quand vous voyez Yon Sport jouer la saison dernière, honnêtement, pour une équipe qui jouait à l'extérieur, c'est-à-dire que ce soit à domicile ou à l'extérieur, jouer à l'extérieur, Yon Sport Academy, lors des playoffs top, on les a vus ici. Ils étaient stratosphériques. Moi, j'ai regardé les matchs. Honnêtement, Yon Sport Academy, l'année dernière, honnêtement, je me suis souvenu du Yon Sport Academy sous l'un d'Oubé Bosso. Honnêtement, avec un quatuor, justement, dans le cœur du jeu, un Tidjo John Bosco, extraordinaire. Donc, c'est vrai quand même que ce que vous dites, évidemment, ce sont toutes compréhensibles quand vous jouez à l'extérieur, mais il y a des exceptions quand même. Et Yon Sport, l'année dernière, honnêtement, aurait pu être champion, que ça n'aurait fait de mal à personne.
The problem in Cameroon football is that the teams are not constant with their performances.
Tout à fait, voilà.
This year they will be at the top, and next year they will be struggling to maintain. You know, Young Sport of past 2 years, they played one match against Egypt. This year they playoff down to maintain in League One. And the next season they went to the playoff up. That's what's happening in our teams. And you will see that only Colombe, Canon, Coton are the teams that are in the top.
I think even Canon is not in that list. Canon is fluctuating.
D'une part, il a raison. D'une part, il a raison.
Canon is fluctuating.
Moi, j'ajouterais Gazelle qui, depuis son accession en Elite One, est toujours...
Canon is playing the playoff up. We can put it on that list.
Let's put it that
Gazelle also,
yes.
Gazelle, Canon, Coton, those are the teams that play.
And there's one thing with those teams up there coming from the north. Sorry, let me say that. The first of all has an advantage. So traveling to north, yes, which is harsh, we find it difficult to play there. But them traveling down, which does not have that harsh condition like they are coming from, they play here.
Better,
yeah.
Au contraire, parce que les équipes du Nord, justement, comme le Coton sur le Garoua, on fait une moitié de match à l'extérieur. Et évidemment, la compagnie aérienne n'est plus sympa maintenant. Donc, du coup, on est obligé de prendre notre bus, même s'il est up-to-date. C'est quand même près de 1500 km à chaque fois. Au contraire, moi, je dis c'est plutôt le contraire. C'est pour ça qu'il faut féliciter Gazelle, qui est de Young Team. Mais après, le Coton Sport de Garoua, on doit même les privilégier. Parce qu'à chaque fois, on joue moitié de match à l'extérieur. Et la plus petite ville, justement, c'est Yaoundé. Quand on vient de Garoua, c'est plutôt le contraire, à mon avis.
There's something we have to know.
As rapidly as possible, we're moving over to the next game.
They have been training towards that direction, okay? But you are going once, everything. You carry some players here, before they reach there, some of them already, the temperature makes some of them already sick. Some players go, they don't even know how to sleep. No matter the claim, if they're in a hotel where there's a claim, some of them still go outside, eat, every stress. If you've actually lived here to the north.
C'est autant de raisons que la Colombe était obligée d'aller s'installer à Yaoundé. Parce qu'il y a quelques années, la Colombe s'entraînait à 100 millimètres et voyageait pour aller jouer dans les autres villes et après devait rentrer sur 100 millimètres. Mais l'ancien PCA en Grenoble-Essay, vu que c'était pour la récupération, c'était pénible pour les joueurs. C'est pourquoi c'est vrai que les populations n'ont pas apprécié cette décision, mais les amateurs de football, ceux qui côtoient le football, ont applaudi cette décision d'installer Colombe au niveau de Yaoundé. Et nous voyons aujourd'hui, on ne peut pas lui donner, on ne lui donne pas tort. Mais sinon, nous en tant que supporters, on voudrait voir notre équipe jouer à 100 millimètres. Donc, et vraiment, nous, je profite du plateau vraiment que le PCA pèse de tout son poids pour que nous ayons un stade réglementaire à 100 millimètres pour que nos populations puissent...
parce que le stade actuel, je le connais, vous ne pouvez pas jouer là-bas, hein. C'est pas un stade sympa.
Le stade, à un moment, a été détruit, puisqu'on a joué la Ligue 2 sur ce stade, mais à un moment, avec l'ancien exécutif, le stade devait être... Bon, c'est un débat que je ne veux pas ouvrir ici, mais Samima devrait avoir un stade.
When you see Colombe going out to play their games...
We're still on PWG.
Yes, but I want to come to PWG. Okay, let's go back to home. Home is home. Yeah, concerning the two teams in the Northwest, as I was saying, the stress they put in. Coton or other teams, columns, they go out. But for PWD and Bamenda, they have the highest stress in the season. Because Coton has some matches at home, but for them, there is no match at home.
Yes.
Before the so-called crisis came up, and to the best of my knowledge, we were playing football in Northwest when the crisis even started. But when this issue that made the teams to leave Bamenda is for the fact of the stadium. Yes. The stadium was the complaint that took the teams to Buddha. And even as of moment, they don't even respect the role of Buddha. They even schedule the matches in Bafoussam. How do you expect the supporters to come to Bafoussam? After that, they have to travel back to Bamenda. They are entering around 10, 11 o'clock. So you see that we are actually on a disadvantaged side of the league.
But the stadium won't change in the second round. So, and you're promising that we're going to see a better PWG and Young Sports Academy. What's going to change in the second round? Yes,
why I say there will be changes in the second round is because as days are going on, we are becoming masters of the league. Let me give you an example. You said something here that teams are not consistent. They are not consistent, especially in the Northwest, because I say Northwest is the breadbasket of this football. And if you people believe me or not, that is the breadbasket. As well as in the Northwest, we call them people from Nkambe, the breadbasket. When for is coming from, all those people, Chindo. Yes, they're coming from those remote areas. The irony is when we play in Bamenda, the next year, all teams, their eyes are focused on the teams in Bamenda because they know their own places are comfortable for them to come and pick our players. You get it? Last year, Yosa had, I think this year, Yosa is still having just about 6 or 7 old players. Yes. That was here. They played the play-off. Why? Because they have noticed that they will use that situation that there is insecurity in that town and then pick up the players. But I want to tell you that gradually we are building and we are coming, and another John Bosco will come. Coton start preparing and be looking. The next year, 3 years, people should come and take more.
Another John Bosco will come. Another Chindo John Bosco.
Went to PWG of Bamenda.
Yes, Elton went to PWG of Bamenda. You know, when the season started, Yosa as a team had some little issues with documents because they had to change hands. So in that process, some players thought, you know, boys are, let me say, testy. Once the season finishes, they have what we call interquarters. And the moment schools are beginning and those interquarters are dying down or they are going to playing their finals, the next thing is they are looking for where there is money. And since we had to adjust our teams before signing, which is the transitional period from the other administration and the president to the new one, all the players were already eager to have money. You could not sign them when you are not the one to pay them. So as we were waiting for that transition, that's where all the players of Young Sport had to leapfrog into other teams.
Okay. Let's move away from Colum or PWG of Bamenda against Colum Sportif. Let's talk about Asco Douala against Canon Sportif. I mean, the debate a few minutes ago was if Canon should be counted amongst the teams that are consistent or not. But one thing Canon has been consistent with is definitely losing, because this was their third consecutive defeat. Well, Asco of Douala extended its unbeaten run to 4 games as the Brazilians saw Canon Sportif of Yaoundé 2-0. Beo Batu and Ahmed Shepe scored in both halves to see Coach Gabriel Zabo's side get all 3 points. Going into that game, Coach Olivier Nanka made 8 changes to his starting lineup to the team that started against Aigle Royal Jumungo, with Wilfried Georges captaining the side in place of Yves Aimé Zoa. Well, you've seen it, and that was it. Unfortunately, it did not work out as Beo Batu opened scores in the first half. There you have it, from an Asen Mangana's assist, that strike from the corner kick, and there you have it. Beo Batu sends it in. Second goal comes from Ahmed Shepe, and the game ends 2-2. 2-0. Now let's take a listen to obviously to the coaches of this side. We take a listen to Gabriel Zabo and to Olivier Nankam.
Je suis fier, n'est-ce pas, de ce que les joueurs ont produit et je pense que c'est la résultante, n'est-ce pas, de tous les efforts que nous fournissons chaque semaine à l'entraînement. Heureusement que vous reconnaissez que nous avons 4 victoires. On espère que ça va continuer, mais nous sommes sur notre objectif qui est le maintien. Donc nous allons chercher à nous maintenir le plus rapidement possible et tout ce qui viendra après, ça ne sera que du bonus et ça sera une belle fête de football.
Bon, moi je pense que comme vous le constatez, il y a un mauvais vent qui est là depuis, qui ne veut pas passer. Parce que cet après-midi, on avait espéré relever la tête. C'est vrai qu'on a eu beaucoup d'absents dû à la santé des uns et des autres et autres. C'est pour ça que l'ossature a complètement changé. C'est que les autres n'ont pas véritablement pris l'ampleur de la chose. Bon, voilà.
Pendant ce match, on avait l'espoir de pouvoir remonter le moral et de pouvoir nous relancer d'une manière particulière. Mais aujourd'hui, une nouvelle défaite. Mais je pense qu'on a l'obligation de rester optimiste et positif parce qu'on doit travailler le championnat, c'est aussi ça. Dans une compétition pareille, lorsqu'on tombe, il faudrait qu'on ne reste pas au sol, il faut qu'on se relève le plus tôt possible. Parce qu'on a des objectifs dans cette équipe et il est question pour nous, les acteurs plus principalement, de nous remettre en question d'une manière positive.
There you have it. The coach, Gabriel Zabo, Olivier Nankam, talk about their teams and everything that has been happening. Well, we look at that goal scored by Beo Bato. I want us to take a look at that goal with you, Mahop, and Lucan Teme. If we can have the goal scored by Beo Bato. So the cross comes from Asen Mangana and Beo heads that in. But when you look at it, when we'll get to a more, look at how the second pole is empty.
Oui,
What's the appreciation you have, Emmanuel Mahop, of such defense?
Maintenant, les gardiens de but, ça joue plus comme à l'ancienne, c'est-à-dire on ne met plus les 2 arrières sur les poteaux. On peut en mettre un. Des fois, même il arrive qu'on ne mette pas du tout. Donc c'est un super centre. Honnêtement, centre, il décroise vraiment. Il met la tête comme il se doit. Je pense que c'est l'erreur du marquage sur Beo Bato, qui n'est pas grande de taille en réalité, parce qu'il a une taille comme la mienne. Normalement, son vis-à-vis doit le sentir. Il me semble même qu'il soit un peu plus grand que lui quand on regarde. Donc c'est vrai qu'il a une légère avance. Il attaque le ballon, il décroise. Non, il n'y a rien à dire. C'est un beau but. Et c'est celui qui devait le marquer normalement, qui n'a pas fait son marquage. Voilà.
Okay. Yes.
I think this is a tactical way. They
Tout à
are
fait.
training to the training session. It is not something that they have imagined within the play, and they did that. No, they work it at the training session, and when it happened, it is good.
Ils l'ont implémenté.
And when you see the movement of the person who is scoring the goal, and when he moves to come and hit the ball, it is something that they are worked before.
I think to me the tactical part of it, Canon had an issue there because once there is a player at the first pole, normally with the modern football now you don't have to put the second person, but what you should do is between the player kicking the free kick and the
celui qui a reçu,
the person standing where the goalkeeper is, there should be a player at that center that goes first, because he can give a down ball kick or an up ball kick. And since he retaliated, it caused that attacker to bypass him and hit the ball. So if he took about 2 steps or a step ahead, that man wouldn't have had that access to that ball. So to me, normally tactically, as I think or I know, when there is any corner kick, once there's somebody at the first pole face towards the direction of the kick, the next person should be standing about 1 or 2 meters ahead of him where they are kicking the ball.
Oui, mais après, non, évidemment, ça aurait pu être ça. Mais moi, je pense, si on peut revoir l'action, que celui qui centre le ballon fait un truc d'extraordinaire. D'ailleurs, il fait un centre rentrant. Voyez-vous, mais Beo Bato joue ce qu'il y a à lui de faire. Il fait semblant d'aller chercher le ballon et il l'a dit. Je pense que c'est travaillé à l'entraînement. À ce stade-là, il faut avoir une justesse de la tête parce que décroiser cette tête sous cet angle-là, ça n'est pas évident, honnêtement.
Comment est-ce
qu'il vient têter? Ça veut dire qu'il fait une décroise. Il n'y a pas vraiment d'angle, il décroise. Ça, je pense que Beo Bato, il fait partie des meilleurs buts.
Je peux même ajouter.
Après, on doit le sentir quand même.
Je peux même ajouter sur l'action. il faut aussi comprendre que le manque d'expérience des joueurs du Canon. Parce que nous l'avons vu, nous étions au stade et je pense vous avoir fait cette remarque. C'était une équipe totalement renouvelée. C'était des enfants. Moi, je dirais même la réserve du Canon qui a joué ce match. À un moment même, je me disais que Ask a perdu énormément de temps. C'est un match que Ask devait gagner largement. Mais donc, sur l'action que nous venons de regarder là, c'est totalement un manque d'expérience au niveau du marquage. Parce que si l'enfant qui fait le marquage sur BO, on ne va pas dire que BO c'est un enfant de cœur. Nous tous nous connaissons l'intelligence de jeu de BO bateau. Vraiment, pour moi, c'est un manque d'expérience
l'absence de marquage. Mais honnêtement, BO Bateau, il décroisait la tête comme ça. Il n'y a vraiment pas d'angle, honnêtement. Pour remettre le ballon quasiment au deuxième poteau qui est libre, je pense que ce but, on le doit à 60% à BO Bateau, évidemment à 10% à celui qui s'appelait à 30% à une erreur de marquage. Même si
le gardien Ipoa qui n'a pas vraiment aussi aidé.
Mais il ne peut pas, justement, parce que BO Bateau décroise. Il ne peut rien faire. C'est pour ça que je dis ce but, on le doit à BO Bateau à 60%. Ça veut dire que s'il y a marquage, il ne rentre pas le ballon. Et même s'il n'y a pas marquage, normalement, certains joueurs ne peuvent pas mettre le ballon au premier poteau quasiment. Ils peuvent le mettre hors du cadre. Non, BO Bateau, à 60%, ce but-là, on le lui doit. Et à 30%,
when look at it physically that day, as he said, when I saw Canon, I could not believe which is, I don't understand what happened with Oliver.
C'était une équipe très jeune.
Yes, the coach is somebody I admire when he was team playing. Olivier Nankab, you know, he played in Bamenda in those days of Rangers. When he was still in school, he lives in Yaoundé and comes and plays in Bamenda. So I was surprised with the team he put up that day. They were too young and naive, and to me, I think it was their second team or their academy. I cannot understand what really happened.
It's not the academy. No,
yes, it's when they had to make those changes that you started seeing some maturity in Canon. But the team that started, to be honest,
c'est pourquoi moi je voudrais saluer la fougue et le sens de responsabilité du jeune capitaine de Canon, Georges Ankebilongo Wilfried. Parce que c'est quand vous le voyez avec ses coéquipiers, c'est encore un enfant, c'est un bébé. Mais quand vous voyez comment il essaie de mettre ses coéquipiers en confiance, malgré que le match n'était pas difficile. Regardez seulement les gabarits des joueurs au stade l'autre jour. Vous sentez que c'était des enfants. Mais c'est un enfant qui sait encourager ses coéquipiers. Et moi, je dis, j'ai essayé de parcourir les réseaux sociaux, sur la page du Canon. Les gens ont plutôt apprécié cette équipe. Les supporters du Canon apprécient beaucoup cette équipe et encouragent le staff technique à travailler avec cette équipe, que cette équipe peut faire mieux.
C'est pour la saison prochaine en réalité, hein, parce que pour cette saison, pour le titre,
oui, il faut on ne peut pas encore dire qu'ils vont jouer,
ça dépend des objectifs qu'on a pour ces enfants.
Donc, pour moi,
s'il vous plaît, il conclut.
Vraiment, pour moi, je voudrais saluer Wilfried Bilongo. Continue à travailler comme ça pour ton équipe et pour tes coéquipiers. L'avenir est meilleur.
Okay, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. Asen Mangana, because you said we can attribute like 10% to the person that sends the curse, and it's Asen Mangana. He has 8 goal contributions for Asraf Douala, 6 assists, 2 goals scored. I'm sure you're familiar with Mangana and the qualities it brings to the squad, but what position does he actually occupy in the ASCO dynamic at this point?
I think he's a winger.
He's a winger.
Right winger. Il joue faux pied. Oui, both sides, but it's better than right winger. Donc, un peu comme Yamal.
You know, one day I came, there was a program that I came here, I said, when we go to the field, we are going there to look for the player who can dribble. And Mangana is a type of player who can, that you know that when Astro is playing, you can go there to look to see, because he dribbles when he has ball and he can give many assists. And one day at the end of the game, I told him to look for a good manager because he doesn't deserve to play here again. According to the style of play that he's developing.
Oui, mais il est sorti déjà. Hein?
He's still playing. He's still playing though.
I don't like this statement when you say someone is not prepared to play here. Who are those to play here?
Well, let's look at this action.
The style of play, the style that is developed, because when you see Lamine Yamal at this age, he plays in the final of the Europe Cup. It's because he can dribble, and Mangana dribbles well.
Non, c'est la révélation même de cette saison.
Yes, that is why I told him
la révélation cette saison.
To go abroad.
Okay, Mr. Marcel, I want us to look at this action.
This league when there's no money.
From Ahmed Shepe. Excuse me, Lukademir, Mr. Marcel. Listen to what I'm saying. So Ahmed Shepe, very good player as well that we're familiar with. He had about 4 goals for Ascot Douala this season, if I'm not mistaken. You know, he had a chance to score before he scored the second goal, but I don't know how to call it. Like, look at it. That's Dilana Shimi. Ipua comes out and he misses it. So who are we saying? Is it poor outing from the goalkeeper Ipua, or it's just poor finishing for Ahmed Shepe?
À qui prend la parole, c'est ça?
I think, to my judgment, the first thing comes the poor coming out of the goalkeeper.
Okay.
He came out poorly, and then to crown it all, the attacker who had to score,
Dilana Shimi, I think he had a really bad game that day.
Yes, and he's somebody that when you see him play, I've watched him many times, he's very pushful, he's cumbersome. From the beginning of the match, from the beginning of the match to the end of the match, yes. Even that day, I thought he was not in his good mood. Because when I compare to what I've been seeing him playing here, I would say that day he was not in his good mood. Especially after this ball, he had to come back himself before having a goal. But you know, there are some days like that.
But you know that ball was a surprise for him because he didn't know that the ball would come to him and he bounced against.
He was on the move coming. He was on the move. So when you are on the move coming, which means you are expecting something. He was not standing and the ball came and hit him. He was on the move. So if you are coming on the move in action, you had to just conclude the ball with a good kick. And to me, that's where I'm saying there is something with football in Cameroon that we still have to go through. Football school.
Oui, c'est vrai. Les académies, ça c'est très important.
Football school is what is taking over football.
Tout à fait. Les fondamentaux, je suis d'accord. Mais après, moi c'est la fin qui m'intéresse. Hein. Après, les As ont perdu quoi? Meilleur buteur, meilleur artificier. ONI, vous n'allez pas me démentir là-dessus. Si vous avez quoi quand même qui reçoit ce ballon, que ce soit du gauche ou du droit, je pense que ça rentre. Donc c'est peut-être la qualité aussi, honnêtement, la qualité de l'attaquant, la qualité de l'avant-centre.
Il faut aussi dire que Ahmed Shepe, c'est sa première année en première.
Oui, évidemment, c'est ce que je suis en train de dire. Il manque de l'expérience. Si vous avez quoi justement sur un ballon comme celui-là, que ce soit du pied gauche ou du pied droit, il est stratosphérique. Peut-être qu'on verra s'il fera partie de la liste des Lions de Nota bientôt. Est-ce qu'il a connu cette liste?
Okay, let's talk about the next game. We're fast running. I mean, our time is fast spent, but you know, so we can be able to touch every game, important game, and this is a game that concerns you, Mr. Marcel. Egloji Mungo Young Sports Academy ended on a barren draw at the Melo Municipal Stadium. Both sides failed to impress, which further jeopardizes their chances on the classification table. Eglo has 14 points, while Young Sport Academy has half of what Aigle Royal has. Unfortunately, the draw is the last we see Theodore Akosemo on the technical bench, as a former Young Sports player has resigned. No reason actually was stated for his resignation. Before we talk about his resignation, when you see Young Sports Academy, I mean, I know you've been a supporter for years. When you see the Young Sports today, how do you feel?
Yes, as I initially said, we had that transition, and that transition greatly affected Young Sports. So if you see, the team we are actually using was a team because the new president of Young Sports, he came with this ideology that we have to build a team
with young players.
Yes, with young players that will replace those ones that are going up. And his project is to market those young players, because we've noticed that marketing in Europe is good when you bring those young players. It's not taking the old players out, but taking the young ones. So he came with that notion, and we followed his ideology. But somewhere along the line, we lost it because those old players that were expecting to maintain them while fitting in these young ones, they left. So that's where our first problem with YOSA is coming. So you see, to meet up is really difficult. And to integrate these young children, some of them have not even played regional league, maybe just one season. But they are forced to play the first division this time because they themselves, during the selection, they knew they were going for the junior team. But arriving there, the senior team that they were expecting to meet had all left. So that's why you see young sport is not the young sport you used to know. But I still believe, though our coach did resign, and for the resignation...
Talk about his resignation. Was it bad news or good news for you?
To me, it's not a good news to receive, but when he said he has personal reasons that he will not like to expose, that now beat my interest, which means there are some certain things that are in-house that if we get closer to him to explain us his difficulties, we work from those difficulties to better the team, that would be a good step. But if we accept a new person to come and just enter in the pot soup that he had witnessed or he passed through, you will notice that it will not change anything. But if somebody is coming and knows the problem, because to his resignation letter, when I read it, and I even talked with him, he just told me that, elder man, there are some things that is better not to be said than to be said. So that makes me know that there is something inside, but he will not like to reveal it. Maybe with time. But to my proposal, I think when we will talk as some of those people who could bring proposals to young sport, we'll try to see the reason why Coach Akosomo has resigned, and whosoever is coming to take his place should work from that point. Yes, because for Young Sports Academy, we used to have, there's something we call mini. I will not go to tell you people because maybe it's Young Sports secret, but it's the only thing Young Sport makes that is different from other teams in Cameroon. I would say, we have to talk a lot internally of our performance, and then we boost the morale. You know, Young Sport, though Colombe has that fan base that you see it very vibrant over the TV, but I think the most united fan club in Cameroon is coming from Young Sport.
Okay, well, talk about United. Is it, because I've seen it, Kick 442 had this article that says that the fans are clamoring for President Chindo to return back. Is it like a united front you guys are putting up for him to return? And he says, according to the report, he has turned it down.
Yes, I also read that, but talking personally with Chindo, President Chindo, he told me he has much in his hands. And
so are you guys clamoring for him to come back?
I will not glamour for him. He must come back because life is full of change. But rather, I will propose, if they are calling back Chindo, it means he did something good that member has not done. And to the best of my knowledge, if member is wise enough, he should ask himself, what did Chindo do that you people want me to do? And by doing so is to get to some men who are at the helm of YOSA, get those things, fit yourself inside the shoe, do the things, and you realize it.
Okay, realize it. You're facing Canon Sport tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you hoping for a win?
As per what I saw Canon play the other day, God. To be honest, if YOSA actually goes, the YOSA I know, to face Canon, then
they can win them.
There will be humiliation in Yaoundé, I think.
Okay.
Will cry.
Okay, we'll see how that goes. I mean, it's definitely an interesting game.
I just think we should assemble ourselves and then go as a team, and we'll surprise the Kwakum. I think that the Kwakum logo that day.
But now who's going to coach the team? Tomorrow? Yes.
As of now, I can't really say who is going to handle the team, but the administration, yes, is working towards
fix that.
Yes, to fix that. First of all, you know, when such things come up, there are some people who want this, that, talks going up and down. But the administration should be very sensitive.
And the also is coaching Electoral of Libya. Maybe he can come back. Why
Actually,
Why not?
As for Ndumbe Boso, he's, let me say, he's the patron he's one of the patrons of USA. I personally, is not only a coach that I knew, we've become friends. Even I think yesterday I was talking with him. He came here and watched the match and went back to Limbe because we were talking about a certain player. He himself has that zeal, he has that passion, he's feeling for USA, but he told me he has something in the basket that he's not coaching Limbe for now.
Okay.
Yes, let us be clear. He's doing selection.
Okay.
Yes, for players in Elexport. He may coach, but as of moment, is still a may clause there.
Okay, no, let's look at a different game. No. We have just 5 minutes. Union Sportive against Bambutus of Buddha. Coach Bonaventure John Kep actually, imposed his mark as promised. Champion in Union Sportive to a 1-0 win over Bambutus of Buddha. Frank Panning scored at the 69 minutes from a constant Acel assist to see Le Nasara Kamakai get 3 points. It's 3 consecutive defeats for Bambutus of Buddha. What has been, what was Union's strategy in this game? How did they get that win coming? Let's take a listen to Bonaventure John Kep and Anicet Bagafoué.
Disons qu'en 10 jours, on ne peut pas faire le miracle. Nous avons eu beaucoup de concours de circonstances. Déjà, on a joué mercredi, il y a 10 jours. Ça nous a permis de rattraper un certain nombre de choses sur le plan physique. Et bon, aujourd'hui, je peux dire que je connais à peu près 6 à 7 joueurs de l'Union de nom. Et bon, on a joué un match très physique. Nos enfants ont tenu parce qu'ils ont beaucoup travaillé. Et je profite de votre antenne pour leur tirer un grand coup de chapeau parce que ce n'est pas facile pour eux de supporter 2 à 3 entraînements par jour durant tout ce temps. Ils l'ont fait et je crois qu'aujourd'hui ça a payé. On va continuer à travailler. On va jouer dans 8 jours à Yaoundé contre Canon pour terminer la phase aller. On souhaite aller prendre également 3 points pour essayer de sortir de la zone de relégation parce que notre véritable problème c'est sortir de cette zone.
C'est beaucoup plus jouer sur les détails parce que quand on regarde le nombre et la quantité d'occasions que les deux équipes se sont créées, je dirais tout simplement que la différence est faite au niveau de la maturité que l'équipe de l'Union de Douala a eue en concrétisant pratiquement la seule occasion qu'elle a eue. Nous, on en a eu une kyrielle, une pléthore, on n'a véritablement pas pu et c'est ça la grande leçon à tirer. Il y a, n'est-ce pas, ce problème d'efficacité au sommet de l'attaque. Disons, celui qui marquait souvent, Kemadjou, a été mis de côté parce que ça fait 2, 3, 4 matchs, il n'a même pas tiré au goal. On a préféré, n'est-ce pas, d'autres. Il y a eu des actions, je dirais, conflictuelles. Est-ce qu'il y avait main, est-ce qu'il y avait pénalty? De là où nous sommes très mal placés pour essayer de juger. Toujours est-il qu'il y a eu des coups francs que nous avons eus et on savait que le gardien Mouya allait renvoyer beaucoup de ballons. Regardez les dernières actions. On n'a pas été présent. Nul ne peut se prévaloir de ses propres turpitudes. Dernière journée, ça va être le dimanche prochain, mais comme je dis, on va d'abord s'asseoir. Ça fait 2 défaites d'affilée, 2 défaites successives. Et dans un championnat qui va vite comme celui-ci, en attendant les résultats des autres, et voir, n'est-ce pas, ce qu'il y a eu comme changement au niveau du classement, on va essayer de s'asseoir et parler en profondeur avec nos joueurs.
Well, rapidly to look at March Day 15 fixtures. PWG of Bamenda is traveling to Garoua. They'll face Kotonspor of Garoua. Canon will play Union Sportive. Bambutus will host Astre of Douala. Gazelle will play Feu Vazu Elite. Well, that's a save by Roosevelt Tembeng. to see Union Sportif. He deprived Union Sportif of that goal. He sent it out. But now, match day 15 still. Stade Arena will play Young Sports Academy. Dynamo of Douala will play AS Fortuna. Colombe will play Panthère. Victoria United will play against Aigle Royal du Mungo to conclude match day 15 and the first round of the MTN Elite One Championship. Rapidly, the match day, return part. Elite 2, please. Elite 2, Atlantique de Kribi won Apéjet 0. 1 goes to 0. Hassem played a 0 draw against Avion. Gokutunja FC played a 1-1 game against Unisport. Tonnerre Calara Club defeated Bafoumen by 3 goals to 2. AS Fab lost to Aigle Royal de la Menoir by 1 goal to 0. Edin got the best of Jico, 2 goals to 0. And Fovu played a 1-1 draw against Union Sportive d'Ambombang. Well, that is it. Tomorrow, Kalong